Hello, I'm Ilan Sharavinsky, and this is Military Mind, Armed Conflicts, Defense and Security, Land, Sea and Air. We've got you covered. And as always, we begin this episode with a quick glance at the situation in Ukraine. On the 26th of January, Russian forces launched another wave of missile attacks against Ukrainian power infrastructure. Ukrainian command claims that the vast majority of the incoming missiles were shot down. Available reports suggest that civilian infrastructure targets were successfully attacked only in the Odessa region. Clashes continue near the town of Volodar in southern Donetsk region. The Russians have been trying to take this key point in Ukrainian defenses in the area, but the elevated position of the city and the open terrain around it make the task somewhat difficult. The assault on Volodar may signal that Russia is preparing for another offensive on the Zaporizhia front line. Now, the Ukrainians are masters at converting old vehicles into formidable weapons. The widespread use of repurposed civilian vehicles is naturally motivated by the low cost of such a solution. An additional reason is the opportunity to use outdated weapons that would otherwise remain off the battlefield. Plus, a missile system mounted on a pickup truck moves much faster on the battlefield and can be repaired more easily than a traditional tracked or wheeled system.
Так, вся банда в зборі. Це я приїхав на малишці. Бандоси. Перший експериментальний. Чен, твой комментарий.
Зараз ебем, блядь, пизда нахуй всему, блядь.
Охуенный комментарий, блядь.
59, 34.
The Ukrainian army recently said that the Russians are constantly throwing more and more personnel and equipment right into the fight. And I quote, "We've never seen anything like it before." This is exactly what they said. They also added that, and I quote once again, "The enemy is constantly launching reconnaissance by fire missions, sending people out only for them to be wiped out by artillery or by mortars." Russian soldiers care so little about their brothers in arms that they don't even recover the bodies of their dead from the battlefield. Trench warfare meets 21st century drone technology all over again. Now, moving on, and the Stugna and Sonechko special units have recently taken part in a special operation of the Defense Ministry's intelligence service on the left bank of the Dnipro River near Nova Kakhovka. The mission resulted in over a dozen Russian soldiers being killed. Also, a Russian command post was eliminated, and this is significant because important intelligence was also secured in the course of this operation. Let us take a look at footage from this particular engagement.
А давай ноги туда сюда.
Дві минути, не переживай. Дадуть газу.
Давай газу, газу! Газу, блядь!
Україна! Понад усе!
Рынки! Да не все!
Право закриває! Напали!
Все вышли, все в одного. Они плывут тоже. Да. Все, тогда плывем.
Давай на берег, не на пірс, на берег. Заганяй. Що? Давай, давай, го, 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 го.
The Azov Special Forces Detachment has been incorporated into the ranks of the regular Ukrainian army. As of today, we are the third independent assault brigade in the armed forces of Ukraine. This is what Azov soldiers have announced. The combat feats of the soldiers, as well as their valor and self-sacrifice, have earned the regiment nearly legendary status. The new banners of the brigade are already flying over its positions in the hottest area of the war right now, Bakhmut. A slightly embarrassing fact is that Facebook has only recently reversed its former policy that Azov was a dangerous organization, and if you posted anything about them on Facebook, it would be removed. It's taken them almost a year. In the meantime, they somehow failed to notice how these heroes of Ukraine were fighting for the city of Mariupol, with many of them dying there. So, Facebook, really, next time you should improve your reflexes. Meanwhile, the war has moved into a stage where the two sides are not fighting over individual villages or towns, but for every meter of land. Much of the combat has been confined to trenches and fortifications. The last time Europe saw fighting like this was during World War II. The footage ahead is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. And on this dramatic piece of footage, we end today's episode. Catch us at the same time next week as we continue bringing you more latest tactical updates.